The elegant hunter slowly lowered his knife. He took off the coat that restricted his movement, revealing mechanical gear wrapped around his arms. His target was hiding in a restroom just beyond a single door. Before making his move, he needed to chew a piece of gum, then straighten the hair that reflected his confidence. Once everything was ready, the hunt could begin. Dodge was once a gifted athlete who held his school's 400-meter record. Now his wife was expecting a baby, but the family was buried in debt. A real estate investment had stalled after funding collapsed. Making matters even worse, 2 doctors diagnosed him with a serious brain tumor, leaving him with very little time. Without insurance, Dodge could not afford treatment, but a male nurse handed him a business card for a foundation.
The company always leaving those at the hospital. They say they help sick people in trouble. Maybe they can help you.
Willing to take a chance, Dodge went to the foundation and met its president, Miles. Miles explained that he would never lend money to someone expected to pass away within weeks because of a brain tumor. Instead, he specialized in projects designed to satisfy the desires of wealthy clients, a game where the wealthy hunted people who had nowhere else to turn. If Dodge could avoid 5 hunters for 24 hours, he would receive a huge reward. But if he could not, his wife and child would never have to worry about their future. The rules were that once Dodge agreed, he could never back out. He could not carry money. He could not tell anyone about the game. He could not call the police or do anything that would get himself arrested. And he could not leave the city of Detroit. If he broke any rule, the hunt would never end. Until Dodge was finally caught. The hunter could be anyone. Anyone Dodge encountered could be the last person he ever met.
No guns. Hunters need to get up close and personal. You have to carry this at all times. Every time you make it through another hour, so right after your money is deposited, it chimes twice, giving up your exact location for the next 15 seconds. After that, you go dark again.
Before dawn, Dodge got out of bed and called Miles. He agreed to enter the game as the target. After kissing his wife and the baby she was carrying, Dodge met Miles at a restaurant.
Putting it close. Games from sunrise to sunrise. Day breaks at 6:46.
Miles asked Dodge to empty his pockets, allowing him to keep only an ultrasound photo and a bottle of medicine to ease his pain. Then Miles instructed his staff to transfer $50,000 into Dodge's account, and the game officially began. After leaving the restaurant, Dodge headed for a bus. Crowds worked in his favor. Hunters usually would not make a move in front of everyone. Just when Dodge started to feel temporarily safe, an elderly man with long hair approached and asked to sit beside Dodge. Dodge stayed on full alert. As the old man reached for his toolbox, Dodge immediately left his seat and shouted that he wanted to get off the bus, while Dodge hurried away trying to escape. His wife was searching online for brain tumor surgery options. Then she suddenly discovered that there was an extra $50,000 in their account. She wanted to contact Dodge and ask what had happened, but his phone was with Miles. Miles and his team were monitoring Dodge's every move. He received a call from a member of his cleanup crew. As the name suggests, his job was to follow Dodge and be ready to clean up at any moment.
He's panicking.
Are you questioning my selection?
Dodge is an athlete.
He'll give a good hunt.
At that moment, Dodge ran into a commercial building. The place was crowded but far from completely safe. As a mother and daughter stepped into the elevator, Dodge quickly slipped inside with them. He casually pressed a random floor. But then the hunter Nixon from England entered the elevator as well. Dodge had no idea he was a hunter, yet he cautiously took the ballpoint pen from the woman's bag. After the woman left the elevator, Nixon followed her out. That allowed Dodge to breathe a sigh of relief. But when he stepped out of the elevator, Dodge ran as fast as he could, then slipped into a restroom stall. After Nixon entered the restroom, the opening scene unfolded. Seeing his target holding a ballpoint pen, Nixon was extremely disappointed with this hunt. He immediately called Miles.
I travelled a quarter of the way around the globe for a hunt that's lasted less than an hour.
We'll need to discuss your refund policy.
I apologize.
I'll make it right on the next hunt. You have my word.
Sorry, Dodge.
Okay, now we'll...
Judging by Nixon's expression, he was thrilled by what Dodge had just done. The first hour had passed. His phone showed another $100,000 had been credited, but Dodge's location would also be revealed for 15 seconds. Dodge counted every second, but before long he was spotted by the second hunter, Beard. Beard planned to take Dodge somewhere isolated and finish the job. Just then Nixon happened to notice the two of them. The chase continued. Because he kept looking around, Dodge failed to notice a bicycle coming straight toward him. By the time he got back on his feet, Nixon had already blocked the exit.
Everything okay down there? Saw you fall from across the street.
Yes, he's fine. Thank you, officer.
Not talking to you, talking to the guy with the bloody beak.
Because of the rules, Dodge insisted that he was fine. Then with an officer standing nearby, he slowly walked forward step by step. Nixon showed no sign of disappointment. Instead, he seemed to enjoy it even more. Dodge kept running. Soon he arrived at a subway station, but Nixon was still right on his trail. Dodge entered a church. After seeing no one around, he hid inside the confessional. Unable to reach Dodge, his wife and little Fatty went to the bank to trace the source of the money.
50,000, 100,000, 150,000.
150?
Yes, at 8:46 this morning.
The bank teller could not identify the sender, so they decided to consult the bank manager.
It's okay. Everything seems to be in order. Thank you for your time.
What are you doing?
300 grand. Dodge is into some serious shit, okay? And the last thing we need is someone looking into it before we can figure out what's going on.
Meanwhile, Dodge was still confessing to the priest to buy time, but he noticed a shadow outside the curtain. To gain the advantage, he had to act first.
Hey! Stop that this instant! He's trying to kill me.
Just waiting my turn.
Now sit down and tell me exactly why you think people are trying to kill you.
Dodge could not tell the priest the truth. Meanwhile, his wife had already contacted the police.
You called the police?
The officer only asked a few routine questions. He explained that only after Dodge had been missing for 24 hours could an official missing person investigation begin.
I got less than a minute, Father. I gotta go. Why?
Dodge did not explain why. He only said that at 9:46, someone would learn his location.
You see? Now they know where I am.
Actually, Dodge, I've known where you are for some time now.
Seeing that the big guy had already restrained Dodge, Miles instructed the cleanup man waiting outside the church to get ready to move in. The big man secured the entrance to the church. The other exits had already been locked before Dodge arrived. The big man said he held a master's degree in psychology and behavioral studies. An hour earlier he had seen Dodge heading north, only a few blocks away from this church. And according to Dodge's file, he had visited this church when he was young.
When scared, we subconsciously run towards the familiar. It soothes us.
The big man slowly closed the distance on Dodge, but Dodge could not understand why he had not acted sooner.
I wanted to see if you break the rules and expose the hunt.
No, I didn't say anything.
Yes, you play with honor. That is why I'm going to kill you quickly.
Although the big man managed to bring Dodge down, he was clearly not skilled at using a hammer.
Goodbye, Mr. Tynes.
The hunters were not professionally trained assassins. They were simply wealthy people seeking excitement, and Dodge was far from an easy target.
If I were you, I'd get those prayer candles and burn this church to the ground. Cause if you leave me alive, trust me when I say you will see me real soon.
After hearing the big man mention reading his file, Dodge wondered what file he was talking about.
Background on potential prey. As a psychologist, I find it helpful with my tracking. I'm sorry, but I believe that is my hammer.
After forcing open the lock, Dodge took the cash from the church donation box. Then he limped away from the church. As soon as Dodge left the church, Miles immediately asked the cleanup man for an update.
Did he kill Carter?
No, he incapacitated him.
After ending the call, Miles received another call from Dodge.
You gave them a file on me?
Yeah, after we met, I had my team do a little recon on you. It's all part of the hunt.
Yeah, well, the hunt's on hold, asshole. That psycho Carter took a chunk out of my leg.
The rules said there were no pauses and no restarts, so Miles advised Dodge to deal with his injury as quickly as possible. Dodge pulled out the cash he had just taken and bought some basic first aid supplies. Even so, the injury greatly limited Dodge's ability to move. Based on Dodge's movements over the past few hours, Nixon realized he was heading toward downtown, and because each move covered a shorter distance, he concluded that Dodge had to be injured.
It will be 4:46 soon,
I believe the GPS will show Dodge to be close.
and he won't get away from you twice.
According to the location tracker, Nixon was indeed very close to Dodge. At that moment, Dodge appeared outside the arena. After asking a vendor, he learned the game would end in just a few minutes, which was exactly what Dodge wanted. While the vendor was watching the game, Dodge quietly took some local team merchandise. Dodge slowly walked toward the arena, and the moment his location became visible arrived.
Nine Wolverine, 8 Wolverine.
7, 6,
3 Wolverine. 2 Wolverine. 1 Wolverine.
Dodge successfully blended into the crowd of fans, which made Nixon's search much more difficult. Although Nixon did not find Dodge, the vendor noticed him instead.
Hey, you! Hey, take the jersey. Hey, take it, get off!
The scene shifted to the fans leaving the game. The man was about to close the trunk, but first he needed to place his child inside the car, which gave Dodge just enough time to hide inside. At that moment the cleanup man informed Miles that Dodge had hidden inside a car, but that was far from good news, because no one knew where the driver was headed.
Before you know it, we'll be back in Birmingham.
The game takes place in Detroit only. You leave the city's confines, that's a violation, and then the game never ends.
Shit. To get the driver to stop, Dodge began repeatedly kicking the trunk. The driver naturally heard the noise. After pulling over, the husband and wife walked over to the trunk. Dodge noticed the two children inside the car. At that moment he seemed completely different from who he had been before. Because of this hunt he had already become a criminal. Dodge quickly apologized to the couple, but the hunt was not over yet. He had to leave immediately. Fortunately Dodge was still within the city limits. He had no time to catch his breath. To stay alive he had to keep breaking the law. Dodge had reached the limit of both his physical and mental strength, and now he had only one thought, which was to go home. At that moment one of the staff informed Miles that Dodge had returned home. Seeing how worried his wife looked, Dodge stepped out of the car, but just as he was about to go inside, a motorcycle suddenly appeared. The chase continued for a long time. Dodge stared at the motorcycle headlight in his rearview mirror, making it impossible for him to see the rider clearly. Then Dodge stepped out of the car, and the rider turned out to be the big man.
So predictable. I knew you'd run back home to see your wife once the reality sunk in.
The big man's arrogance irritated Dodge. He claimed Dodge would never be able to strike back, and that he would continue hunting Dodge. He even said he would wait at Dodge's house for him to return.
With your lovely bride, Valerie. She and I will have much fun. I will break her like a stick!
Sometime later the cleanup man had already taken care of the scene.
Motorcycle?
Wiped down, serial numbers removed.
The cab?
I left it. It was reported stolen, so this was the end of a drunken joyride. Torched it to be safe.
Good job.
At this point Dodge boarded a sightseeing boat, and a crew member told him that there would be a free buffet in 10 minutes. Desperate for food and water, Dodge entered the dining area early.
I thought I told you the buffet starts in 10 minutes.
Sorry, I'm just really thirsty.
Yeah, well, the hunt will do that to you, Dodge.
Fuck me.
During the struggle Dodge noticed flames nearby, and that fire unexpectedly gave him a chance to escape. After leaving the sightseeing boat, Dodge took a coat from a clothing donation station. He was cold and thirsty, and judging by his expression, he seemed to have almost lost hope of surviving, as exhaustion took over. He spent long periods resting, even when his location was revealed. He did not react. Drinking dirty water from the sports field, Dodge looked no different from the stray dog in front of him. Just then headlights shined toward him. His location was exposed once again. Dodge did not run away in panic. He accepted what fate had arranged for him. Little Fatty said that Dodge's wife had contacted him, which suddenly reminded him that when Dodge's father became ill, Dodge had always hidden at this field.
But never mind how I found you. What the hell is going on?
Can't tell you.
Just then a luxury car approached from behind. It was the elegant Nixon. Dodge told Little Fatty not to follow him no matter what. Then he immediately jumped out of the car. Nixon began searching on foot. This was the territory of a black gang. Desperate criminals could be found everywhere. When Dodge woke up, a gun was pointed at him, and he was surrounded by dangerous criminals. Meanwhile, Little Fatty asked Dodge's wife to come to the bar, saying that Dodge had gotten himself into very serious trouble, so the woman would be safer staying here with them.
I'm telling you, you gotta let me go, or things are gonna jump off in here in ways you can't understand.
The criminals said they found a bottle of antibiotics and a phone on Dodge, and there was only one app on the phone. The app showed that Dodge had $15 million in his account.
God damn! I don't know much, but I know you will payday.
Dodge said it was pain medication for his brain tumor, but the criminals insisted it was simply antibiotics.
In less than a minute, there's gonna be some cold-hearted killers coming down here in force. You get between me and them, they'll take you out.
Hear me, son. I'm getting that money. Now you can either help me get it easy, or you can help me get it after you feel some true pain.
Just then the phone suddenly rang. Dodge's location was exposed once again.
I warned you.
Oh shit! Shoot! Shoot! Get back there!
The armed man was the same elderly man Dodge had met on the bus, and he was also one of the hunters. Dodge tried to escape through the window, but Beard was climbing up from outside. Dodge immediately shut the window. Meanwhile, the old man outside the restroom was still dealing with the criminals.
You're not allowed to use guns.
To kill you. 50,000 volts, 200 amps. It'll hurt like hell, but then he'll be dead. This is my 5th hunt. First time I've won.
After getting back on his feet, Dodge picked up the criminal's handgun and took the phone and the medicine bottle. At the same time, the cleanup man was on his way to the scene.
Detroit PD back inside. Run, Mr. Tynes.
The cleanup man looked at what was in front of him. It was going to be an enormous amount of work. There were less than 2 hours left before the hunting game ended, but Miles discovered that Dodge had gone to the hospital. That made him extremely uneasy. Dodge came to the hospital with a clear purpose. He said Dr. Singer and Levy had prescribed this pain medicine for him, and he asked the staff to check it for him, but the staff confidently replied that it was simply antibiotics.
I give out 100 a day.
I give out 100 a day.
Could you check your files? It's under Dodge Tynes.
The staff said there was no record of Dodge in the system and no doctors named Singer or Levy. Only then did Dodge realize that he had fallen into Miles's trap, and at that moment Miles received a call from Dodge.
You set me up.
Miles did not try to deny it. He said Dodge was not actually sick, but he was still a hopeless man drowning in debt. He claimed he was helping him, and that his people had already taken control of Dodge's wife.
My wife never agreed to this game. Hunters can't go near her.
It isn't a hunter, it's a dear friend of yours.
Who knows you best?
Your habits, your running routine, your water stash at the Carrington.
Luger.
In your best friend, we found a man
who watched you enter a white-collar world while his collar remained a permanent shade of blue.
You borrow his last penny, he never gets a cent back.
He's angry and desperate.
50 grand to drug your water.
God.
The hunt had to continue. After hearing that Dodge was carrying a handgun, Miles decided to notify the remaining hunters that they could also carry firearms. Dodge then immediately contacted his wife, and little Fatty was right beside her.
I'm not sick. I don't have cancer.
What do you mean?
I can't explain right now, but we're both in danger and Luger's a part of it. You understand? You gotta get away from him. Now you go to where I proposed to you and I'll be there in 15 minutes.
After hanging up the phone, the woman asked little Fatty to prepare some tea to calm her nerves. Then she quietly slipped away. But just as she was about to meet Dodge, the officer who had spoken with her earlier suddenly appeared.
You're gonna come with us now.
No.
Come on.
No!
Hey!
Stop!
Don't you go and get her killed, Dodge. I got a message for you from Miles. He says finish what you started.
These fake police officers were all working for Miles, and to ensure the hunt went as planned, Miles had to keep Dodge's wife under his control.
We tapped your phone so we can redirect outgoing calls. So when you called the cops, you reached us and we sent over Officer Watkins here.
Miles told the woman everything truthfully, and said that if Dodge really did not make it, she would still receive enough money to live comfortably for the rest of her life. At this moment Dodge arrived at his father's abandoned auto repair shop. He knew every corner of the place, and what he needed to do now was set up a few traps, waiting for the hunters to arrive. He deliberately turned on the factory lights. His goal was to draw the hunters there as quickly as possible, and everything unfolded just as he expected.
Good evening, Miss Kennedy. Lovely to see you again.
Nixon! You bitches here to fight for second place.
Oh, I assure you, my dear. By the time I get done here tonight... Shit.
Nixon remained calm and collected. Fixing his hair was an essential ritual, and the roles of hunter and prey were about to be reversed. After picking up the handgun, Dodge limped toward the second floor. While looking around, he accidentally lost his footing, and the person who picked up the handgun was little Fatty.
Dodge, are you okay?
You found me again.
Yeah, when I saw the plant lit up, I figured it was you asking for help.
Help? You've been helping them this entire time.
What?
Dodge asked little Fatty whether he had secretly given him something that caused the headaches and fainting, which eventually led him to the hospital for examination. Little Fatty froze and said nothing. Then he slowly raised the handgun. Little Fatty was hit in the shoulder. Fortunately, Dodge still had another trap prepared. The factory erupted in an explosion, but Dodge and Little Fatty had already escaped through a hidden passage. After that, Dodge headed to the unfinished building where he had invested. It turned out that Miles had been hiding there all along. After going upstairs, Dodge found his wife. Miles and his team had already disappeared, but the hunt was still not over. Dodge told his wife not to move, while he went to draw Nixon away. Although Nixon was furious, he had no intention of harming the woman.
It makes sense that he married a woman like you.
Dodge led Nixon all the way to the rooftop, and by then he had nowhere left to go.
I don't have a gun anymore. You could only use a gun because I was. You shoot me, you break the rules.
The first rays of the morning sun appeared, signaling that the time had expired and the hunt was over.
Come on, mate. Sunrise. The hunt's over. Good show, Mr. Tynes. Bloody good show. Madam?
As the hunters walked away, the movie came to an end. Dodge not only turned out to be healthy, but he also received the entire prize. I'm Matt. See you in the next episode.